morning, episode 3, RB Shoots, welcome back. Today, literally, we're bringing in the big guns. We've got Warren Britnell here of Warrior, the company that builds my chassis that I use. We'll show you the rifle a bit later. But Warren, my friend, you've been in PRS for a while now. 3-time champion, national champion, correct? Yeah. In South Africa. This guy knows what he's doing. So I think the main thing that we're trying to do now is working on the stuff that needs to get done first, making sure that my rifle shoots well enough so that I can work from that position and make sure that the mistakes that I'm making is from my side. So Warren, thank you so much for coming in today. I appreciate it.
Pleasure being here.
What are we going to do today? Do you have a bit of an idea?
Yeah, so today we're going to start off basic fundamentals.
All right.
We're going to start off with a rifle setup.
Yeah.
We're going to get you behind the gun and see if everything's set up correctly. Scope height, scope distance, length of pull,
Nice.
trigger squeeze. And then we're going to shoot on 100 meters and see. And then we're going to work on the basic fundamentals.
Would you like to tell me a little bit about the test that we're going to do here?
So this is the craft challenge.
Let's have a look there, just show the craft challenge.
Yes. So there's a guy in America, Chris Way.
Yeah.
He created the craft challenge. So I just changed it up a bit so that we're going to shoot at prone, we're going to shoot at kneeling, and we're going to shoot at standing. That is the basics of any type of PRS type shooting. That it's going to be a prone shot, there's going to be a kneeling shot, and there's going to be a standing shot. Yeah. So we're going to focus on 100 meters on this paper, and then according to where you're going to impact on this dots, we can assess and just judge what's happening, what you're doing to the rifle, where we can change, what we can better on. So
okay, beautiful. Yeah. So we're going with this first.
Yes.
Well, first we're going to have to make sure that I'm set up correctly and that I'm shooting the rifle in the right way. That's what we're going to be looking at. Thank you very much for coming out, Warren. I appreciate it, and it's an honor to have somebody that really knows the sport to come and mentor me. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure.
Let's go.
Yes. So when you come behind the rifle, try and come 100% square, so everything looks fine for me.
Are you happy with
Yes,
with the
that
form
looks
now?
fine. Your cheek height according to your scope also looks fine, so you're not fishing for the target to get a full view.
Yeah, just a little bit, but I'm assuming that's should it be put down my cheek and have it there every time?
Yeah, so when you break and you come back on, when you come back on, you should actually have a full scope. So
yeah, no, it feels pretty much. I'm pressing my cheek a little bit into the.
Okay. So just drop that cheek piece a few notches.
Yeah.
Go a little bit more.
Oh yeah, that's easy. I think I can actually come down. Touch more.
So this is part of that, having a chassis system that's modular.
Yeah, that
so
you can actually
adjust everything according to your build and your length.
And I'm assuming a lot of your facial structure has to do with the way that you set up your rifle.
Definitely.
Warren, that feels good.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like I can get on quickly enough.
All right, then I also see your hand is correct. You've got your thumb to the right on the thumb paddle. Your trigger finger is off the trigger. Grip looks good, so yeah, everything looks good on that side.
Would you like me to take a couple of dry fire shots?
Yes,
so you can see what I do to the trigger?
So on this precision rifle type of shooting, trigger squeeze is very important.
Yeah.
So when you rack the bolt and you're ready to send that round, bring your trigger finger onto the trigger blade, and then you just squeeze ever so slightly, and then keep your finger on that trigger while you're looking through your scope, following through. Try and see if you can see that shot fall on the plate or just wherever it missed. So
you'd like me to go for it?
Yes. Do a dry fire shot. All right, so on that note, try and shoot with a very tip of your finger.
Not too deep into
Yes,
my pad.
Yes, don't go past your pad because
Okay.
you've got more feeling on the tip of your finger than
Deeper
going
into
past.
the pad.
And
Okay.
it also helps
Kind of,
you.
would you like it to see it there?
Yes, because
That feels weird. I've never
does.
shot there. I'm always over there.
Because if you go past your pad, you tend to twist your hand and you twist your rifle, so it's going to go to the right or to the left. So try and just shoot with the very tip of your finger.
Okay. Does that look okay?
Yes, perfect. And then while you're squeezing that trigger, breathing is very important.
All right.
Breathing is 90% of doing an accurate shot or not. Because
Okay.
the best time for me to release that shot or let the shot go is when you breathe in and out.
Yeah.
And when you're letting your last breath go. About
Yeah.
10%, 90% of the breath has been gone. Squeeze.
Right at the end of that
Right
breath.
at the end, squeeze the trigger. So don't how do you call it? Keep your awesome up.
Yeah.
Hold your breath.
Hold
Don't
your
hold
breath.
your breath.
Okay.
Try and breathe, and then let your shot go at the end of that
Wow,
breath.
that feels weird. I can even.
You can try that. Practice that in dry firing now. And also try and breathe through your mouth.
Okay.
You can get a lot more breath in and out through the mouth.
That feels interesting. I
That's
was
something to
always
practice.
taught to keep up your breath.
Because you start to shake, your eyes start to water. So rather just breathe. That's very important. And then, on another note, when you've pulled that trigger, try and stay on the rifle.
Okay.
Lift the bolt, cycle the bolt, rack a new round, try and follow through. So
That was something that I saw in my earlier videos. Is something I saw a lot, and I remember speaking about that in the voiceovers. I keep lifting up my head after a shot instead of staying in the scope and seeing where it hits and just cycling a new round. So that's definitely something I've been working on and something we need to make sure that I do actually in my sleep.
In South Africa, we've got a saying for that.
Which is?
Jy meerkat.
Yeah, meerkat. That's a meerkat for those of you who are only English. I keep looking up like this. Okay, let's have a look there. Okay, I'm gonna simulate that.
No, that's 100% perfect. You can try and find the perfect spot for you in your breathing cycle to see if it's at 50%, 60, 80% where you release it and then let the shot go.
Yeah, it makes complete sense because if you keep your breath, hold your breath, it's an anxious movement.
And you're going to time it. You're going to try and time that shot.
Yeah, and that obviously makes you pull the trigger. Yeah, that feels good.
Also on that note, with your left hand manipulating that sandbag,
The bag, yes.
it is always important to try and let the bag do the work. So
You don't want to squeeze the whole time.
No, that's fine. You can squeeze that sandbag,
Okay.
but you want your bag rider to be running on that sandbag. And yeah, that looks good.
Are you happy with that?
Yes. Your shoulder pressure on your back of your shoulder where your recoil pad is sitting,
Yeah.
you can have very minimal pressure on it.
Okay.
With this muzzle brakes and type of rifles that we're shooting 6mm calibers,
Yes.
you really don't have to
Worry about
shoulder the pad so much that you're going to have a recoil pulse coming back at you. So you can have light pressure, just enough so that you can catch the shot going down range.
Got you.
And in a prone situation like you now, it's very important to lay on this rifle every time the same, loading the bipod, not loading the bipod, as long as you're
What do you
doing
mean
it
by
the
loading
same.
the bipod?
So loading the bipod means you're pushing into the rifle,
Okay.
you're pressing this rifle forward, or you're letting it come back. So as long as you do it every time the same, it doesn't matter if you're loading or if you're letting it just come back.
Oh, so there's a Oh, okay. So you're loading it means you're leaning, pressure into it, or the other way around, pulling it into the shot. But it has to be the same every time.
It has to be the same every time.
Okay, that's amazing. I feel like... What do you do? Do you prefer pressure? Or
a light pressure, and I'll let my left hand with the bag do a lot of the work.
Okay, got you. Are you also okay with manipulating the direction of the rifle with your left hand?
Yes.
That you can move it left to right with?
I try and get my whole body behind the rifle for the line of sight. So let's say you have to pan to the left or pan to the right. I'll move my whole body.
Okay.
And then bring the rifle back towards the way I'm pointing.
What would you say is the margin downrange that you... Let's say I've only got an inch to move. Do you move your body for an inch, or do you move it?
No, you can get the rifle ready for that.
How far would you say if you're off?
I would say that target's width.
Okay.
I would change my body.
So if I was off to the left, off the target,
so
then I'd move my whole body just to get that half a target length.
That is how close it is.
Let's get a dry shot off here.
And then
Tip of the finger.
You're also checking your bubble,
Yes, I keep watching. I feel like my finger was too deep in again. Maybe a bit more to the tip there.
It does take getting used to.
Yeah, it feels weird for me. Yeah.
Looks good.
Okay. Okay, so Warren, would you like me to shoot for the bottom end of the orange?
No, go for the middle.
Middle.
Yeah,
okay.
Go straight middle.
We did move my scope just now just to make sure my eye relief is fine, so we might have to zero it, but I think three shot group,
yes.
Then we'll move it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've got to make sure I load the bipod, check the bubble, not too much on the shoulder. Gerag, Wian? Breathe out, tip of the finger.
Do you see them?
It looks like they... Yes, ek is nie seker nie. 2760. Not sure, are they on paper?
I don't know. Ek sien hulle nie.
I'm quickly going to go have a look.
Let's go have a look.
Okay, so we're way over to the right. So we're going to have to move my sight over. Do you think this might have been the first shot?
Yes.
Cold bore shot?
Yes, cold bore shot.
And then these two here.
Yeah, that was your last 2 rounds.
All right, nice. So I'm just going to move my scope over to that spot, and then we'll do another 3 group.
Yes.
Okay, lekker.
All right, Rian, I saw you had some feeding issues.
Yeah.
So I just want to check your mag quickly. So if you can see, this round is lying downwards. So it's facing downwards. So when you're cycling the bolt, it wants to push into the ramp.
And I feel like it catches there at the bottom of the chamber.
So
on the neck.
you get tools that you can bend these lips open.
Okay.
And I'm just going to bend this front a little bit more open so that
it
the
just
round
lifts.
faces up a bit.
Okay, got you.
And I think that will sort out your feeding issues.
We've had a couple of those issues. I don't know if the guys recall with my previous episodes with feeding, and I think it might have been on the mag. So it's good to know. Thanks. Ears.
Remember the breathing, follow through. Are you seeing that shot?
No, I'm not sure. It's a bit in the shade at the moment.
A little bit to the left.
Is it a bit to the left? Looks like inch and a half to the left and an inch high.
Yes, okay, so I'm just going to set that a bit.
Okay.
Okay, and the height we're going to have to adjust the zero stop.
All right.
So,
Let's just get it on top of that orange
yes.
dot. Are you guys seeing it?
And okay, so,
Okay, so it's perfect.
Windage is fine, just the height. All right, let's adjust that. Let's take that last round,
Okay.
and then we're going to shoot your match ammo.
Okay.
All right, so Rion, we're going to do the kneeling.
All right. You know what's interesting? I didn't know I had to work so hard with my left hand. Okay, great. Lekker.